Hello everyone. Today in this video we are going to learn about testing. We are going to see what are the benefits of writing test cases and different types of testing. First, let's see the benefits of testing. It can verify app's correctness and functional behaviors. It can be used to check the app usability before releasing to the App Store, and it gives rapid feedbacks on failures. Next, before seeing the types of testing, let's see the levels of testing. As you can see in this diagram, there are three levels. One is small, another one is medium, another one is larger test. You can see in this diagram, for smaller test, that is for unit test, we need to cover a lot of code. So we should be writing a lot of unit test cases as much as possible. We can write unit test cases for each and every functionalities present inside the classes, so that make sure we cover all the code what we have written. Next one is medium test. So medium test is generally is like testing between two modules, or the interaction between the two modules. Like for example, if we have a repository and a view module, we will be using the repository inside the view module, as well as we will be having multiple services inside the repository. So we need to test how the behaviors works when we use view models and repositories. And the final one is large test. So that is like end-to-end test. So we need to check how the app works from the starting to the end. Like it will check all the UI related behaviors and activities and fragment testing, like that how the activities navigates and how the fragment moves, and if user gives an input, then we need to check that how that works. So that comes under larger test. Next is types of testing. So we have unit testing, which runs on our local machine. Another one is instrumental testing, which requires real device or emulator to run the test cases. First, let's see about the unit testing. So unit testing is basically used to write or check the functionalities present inside a class. As I have said before, we can write multiple unit test cases for each and every function present inside a particular class, and we can check for a positive input as well as negative input. So that gives an over picture of how the functionality behaves, or how the business logic is working inside particular class. In most of the cases, unit test doesn't need an Android API to perform. Like it doesn't need, it does not depends on any Android framework APIs. So so it is basically like writing a unit test cases for a simple functionality. But in some cases, we might need the Android API to run that function. In that case, we can use RoboElectric framework. RoboElectric framework is a testing framework which creates a sandbox in the local machine itself, which will take care of running the application, building the API, building the APKs, inflating the views, and it does everything similar to how the app runs in a actual device without needing of the emulator or an actual device. So it will be used to run in the local machine itself. We can use RoboElectric for that. Next one is instrumental testing. Instrumental testing is mainly to check the app behavior. It's like how the app works, how the activity or user inputs behaves, and how the fragment transaction happens, and how it behaves for different inputs or data. So it basically needs a real device or a emulator to run the test cases. So the test case will run a little longer comparing to the unit testing. If any test cases need a UI thread, like if we want to update a UI, like providing an input or something like that, we can use Espresso. So that can be used to access the UI elements. So it provides a way to update the UI, like entering a text or validating the UI field. We can use Espresso. Now we know that instrumental testing is generally used to write end-to-end test cases and to check the real-time usage of how the app works in real devices. We need to run the instrumental test cases together to simulate that. So for that, we can use test suites. Test suites are generally used to organize the execution of instrumental test cases. That is, like we can club multiple instrumental test classes to run together. And we can also create multiple test suites which can be nested, and we can run test suite for that particular group. We will see in detail how to create unit testing, how to create instrumental test cases, and how to create a test suite. First, let's see how to write a unit and instrumental test cases. In the package folder, you can see that we have two packages. One is test and another one is Android test. So test, in the test package is where we write unit test cases, and in the Android test package we write the instrumental test cases. First, let's see how we can write a simple unit test case. For that, we need to make sure we have added required dependencies. So the test implementation denotes for the unit testing, and Android test implementation is used for instrumental testing. So each third-party libraries and Android libraries which we use generally will have testing dependencies as well. We can use that to write test cases in order to use that API in our test cases. Let's write a unit test case for a simple email validator. For now, just imagine email validator is a class and its valid function will return true if the given input is valid and returns false if it is not valid. We need to create a class inside the test package, and we need to create a function annotated with @test. So this annotation will let know that this function is testable, and we have declared a variable that is user@email.com, and we are using assert to make sure the return value is true, and we are passing this email to the email validator, and it will check whether the given email is valid or not. It will return true if it is valid, it will return false if it is not valid. When we run this program, when we run this test case, it will return pass because user@mail.com is a valid email address. Let's see how to run that. So in the email class, email validator test class, you can see that there is a green box, green arrow at the left side of the class, and it will also present for each and every function, test function we write. So we can either run each test function individually, or we can run all the test functions at once. Here we have created 3 functions, so that will check. First one is for valid email address, and second one is for invalid email address, and third one is for null input. So in this case, it needs to, we are asserting true for the first input and we are asserting false for the next two inputs. So the result should be passed for all three because we are validating, we are asserting with the correct value. Like, so first one should be the true and second and third one should be false. You can also run the test cases by right clicking on that class or inside the class and select run email validator test or the class name. To check the coverage of the code, you can run with coverage. So it will show the number of lines you have covered while writing unit test cases. So this will be helpful to make sure that you have written test cases for the code what you have written in a particular class. Next, let's see how we can write instrumental test cases. Similar to unit test case, create a class in Android test package, annotate the class with @run with Android JUnit4 class. To run an instrumental test case, we need a JUnit runner. So JUnit runner is the instrumentation runner. This is the essential entry point into running your entire suite test cases, that is instrumental test cases. It controls the test environment. It creates the test APK and launches all the tests defined in the test packages to the simulator or a reveal device. So in the build.gradle file, you can see that we have defined the test implementation runner with Android JUnit4 runner. So here we have given Android JUnit4 class. Android JUnit4 is a class test runner. This is the thing that will drive the test for a single class. Next, you can see we have defined the activity scenario rule. So this rule will make sure that an activity opens when a test starts and it makes sure that the activity is closed when the test is completed. And you can see that we have a function annotated with @before. So this function will be called each and every time when a test function is executed. So that is, this function will be called before that test function gets executed. Similar to that, we have an annotation @after. So that function will be executed after the test function is executed. Now let's see what we are going to do in this. So we have created a function and annotated with @test to make sure that this is a testable function. So in this activity, we are having an edit text input. So we are going to type something inside the input, and when user clicks change text button, so it will clear the text, and after that we will be checking whether that given input is still present in the edit text box or not. We are going to use the Espresso library to perform UI actions like entering input, clicking a button. So Espresso provides these functionalities to get the UI element with the ID and perform the actions. We are going to see in detail how we can write test cases for activities, fragments individually in our feature video. So for now, you can see this is how we can write the instrumental test case. Now let's see how we can run this. This is something similar to the unit test cases. We will be having that icon and we can run the instrumental test class. And we have already seen that we can create test suite to run multiple instrumental test class. We can club all together and run in a single test. So we will also see this in our feature videos. That's it. We have come to the end of the video. If you like this content, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. You can post your queries and comments below. Thank you for watching.